Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to the Blockchain Dynamics Show.
Hello. Welcome.
Thought we'd do an extra special intro there this week in light of the insanity of the alt markets.
Yeah, a little fun song there. That's the Diamond Saints remix of Wayne Marshall's Stupid Money.
We are doing episode number 62 this week of the Blockchain Dynamics Show here on Error by Trial Radio.
That's right. It's Saturday, May 6th, 2017.
As usual, we are brought to y'all by Cryptopia. That's www.cryptopia.co.nz.
If you didn't know by now, they're your one-stop crypto shop.
That's right. There's a lot of great stuff going down at Cryptopia. They've got an active exchange, a lot of smaller, more interesting coins. Really a lot of fun stuff going down at Cryptopia. In addition, they have a ton of other features you might be interested in, stuff like mining pools, forums, of course the troll box.
It's all kind of powered by their native cryptocurrency DOT.
That's
and
right.
If you head over to their forums, find our thread sticky to the top of the altcoin section and leave us a comment, we'd be happy to send you some to say thanks.
Yep, we'll send you a couple thousand dots just for stopping in to say hi. We love the feedback from people that we get in the thread, so that's always dope.
And we'll also do a 20,000 dot giveaway question later in the show.
That's right. Some random time within the show, we're going to drop a 20,000 dot giveaway. And it's just like a trivia question. You answer it, you get the dots.
All right, let's do it.
Alrighty, we're going to jump right into the news. We love the news. News.
That's right. And at the top of the list this week, some Finex news, Bitfinex. For those of you that aren't familiar, they have been having some banking problems.
It's true.
And this week the news is that they're hiring an auditor.
That's right. So the banking problems, they're not fixed yet as far as I know. But in order to ease people's concerns, they're hiring an independent auditor to check out their books and stuff. Essentially to confirm to people that they're solvent. And I actually think this is a really dope move from Finex. The first thing, one really interesting that happened, like right after they announced this news, the price between Bitcoin on Coinbase and Finex like basically equalized really quickly.
Yeah, that seemed like a positive thing to me. There's one exchange where it's still way lower, though, isn't there?
BTCE is always lower. I don't think anybody knows the science behind that. And the Chinese yuan exchanges are probably still way lower, too. I haven't checked today, but they've also been having liquidity problems and stuff. But yeah, I really think this was a smart move from Finex. I'm really happy to see the USDT price have come back down to normal too. And so I'm you can start trading USDT with a bit more confidence now, which I think this is all great news. Obviously, whenever something, questionable happens with an exchange in crypto, we're conditioned to think that the worst thing might happen, and it's really
start having flashbacks.
Yeah, exactly. Nightmares. Fever dreams. But in this case, so far everything has worked out fine. Obviously, the audit hasn't been completed yet. That would be, I guess, even more reassuring. But until then, the market seems to have stabilized a lot, and I think that's going to be really good for everybody.
Cool. Another kind of great piece of news for the whole crypto scene is that Coinbase added Litecoin.
That's right. You can now trade Litecoin against US dollar and Bitcoin on Coinbase. Really good volume for them on the opening of trading for this too. So,
a pretty significant move in my opinion. Coinbase, for everything that people don't like about them, they're still just a huge company that connects a lot of people to cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, they're still probably the dominant channel for at least people in the USA to get fiat into crypto. So as far as channels to bring money into the game and stuff, obviously Coinbase is a huge one. And there are a lot of legitimate concerns with Coinbase. This whole thing with the IRS is still outstanding of whether they're going to have to release all of their records. I'm really curious to see how that plays out, but at least this move with Litecoin I think is great. Not only do we have Litecoin on Coinbase to trade, but it also kind of opens the door for potentially a lot of other altcoins, I think.
Nice.
So yeah, just a cool little bit of news there. You can now trade Litecoin on Coinbase.
So another interesting achievement this week in altcoins was Vertcoin activating Segwit successfully.
Segwit marches on. Another coin. This time it's Vertcoin hopping on the Segwit bandwagon, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, and getting the market encouraging it very strongly.
Yep. Yeah.
Huge pump.
Yep, Vertcoin doing really great on the market. It's funny, speaking of Segwit, I tried to send Bitcoin this week and it took like 36 hours for the transaction to go through.
Wow.
That was with like $1 fee.
Was that an exchange transaction?
No, I sent it from the ledger.
Oh, wow.
Yep. But it did go through eventually, so it's not completely broken. Just
sure.
Very slow. So yeah, what's cool, all these coins are adding Segwit, right? it doesn't really make a lot of difference, especially like the further you get from the situation Bitcoin is in, where there's a lot of transaction and shit's getting jammed up. When you get down to something like Vertcoin, I don't think the Vertcoin network had any scaling issues to begin with, right?
Right, I know what you mean.
So that you could say a lot of it's just marketing, but at the same time, we've said this before. At this point, if you are a proof of work coin and you don't activate Segwit, it's like, what are you thinking? You might as well just do it.
Yeah, as long as you can do it safely.
Like if you have the capability to implement Segwit, you probably should, just to kind of prove that your coin is still a current product and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's a cool move. The race is on now for all these new Segwit coins to get Lightning Network implemented. I don't know the technicals of what exactly that takes, but it will be cool to see it working. Once again, a lot of these smaller coins like Vertcoin, these aren't really transactional networks. People aren't using Vertcoin right now it's a
little bit more on the
currency.
Collectible side.
Yeah, they're more of a commodity, more of something people are speculating on.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't expect, it's not like they're going to enable Lightning Network and everyone's going to start using Vertcoin as a currency. But once again, it just proves, that they have the technical prowess to kind of keep up with the game and stuff.
Sure. That was Vertcoin activating Segwit.
Yep. In other news this week, Bittrex, they've tweeted. The Twitter account is back to life.
Really?
But they tweeted about Final Fantasy. It wasn't actually about anything to do with the exchange. Yeah. No, I just thought this was funny. Bittrex has been getting a little bit of pressure lately to start using their main Twitter account more instead of just having all of the different people with their own Twitter accounts, which can be kind of confusing.
Sure.
And so I saw T-Rex tweeted this week, and I was like, oh, sweet, they're starting to use it, but it was just them tweeting like a joke about Final Fantasy or something, which I thought was funny. But
right, that is funny.
And they since deleted it. I don't know why. You might as well stick to it.
And then they followed that up with some delisting notices.
That's right. A few more coins are also getting delisted from T-Rex. Their names are CanaCoin, FuelCoin 2, Gold Pieces, JoinCoin, MazaCoin, TeslaCoin, and TruckCoin.
That's right.
Looking through this list, I can't say that I have a lot of regrets. I was holding Gold Pieces, so I kind of got burned there. I was like, we were kind of looking at some of the lowest cap T-Rex coins, and I was like, everything was doing really well on T-Rex. I was like, oh shoot, I'll just try the lowest cap coin on T-Rex, and it was Gold Pieces at the time, but it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes. Honestly, I think these are pretty smart delistings. Like TruckCoin, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you.
Can't remember anything going on with most of these.
Nope, just the cycle continues, sort of. That's what all that looks like.
Yeah, exactly. And as far as their Twitter, they can tweet whatever they want. I don't really care. Like, you can still, if you follow, the T-Rex account does retweet everything that the different team members tweet. So if you follow it, you still do get a lot of information about what's happening on the exchange.
Yeah, I hear you. That'd be nice. It just sort of feels a little bit like people are waiting for them to tweet certain things, maybe about their updated interface that we've been waiting for forever, or different things that are exciting, and then instead it's like the Final Fantasy tweet or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think that's exactly it. We also have some ongoing news this week with Byteball. They're still doing their airdrops. The next one is May 10th. The coin there, Byteball, the ticker is GByte. And, with an airdrop, you might as well just get it. Which, of course, I haven't actually signed up for it, but
right.
I have a feeling it's going to be one that I might regret not having gotten any.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just that little bit of effort to really kind of take that step, if you can take the time to do it, it usually works out.
Yeah, I'm kind of at this point. One of the really fun things of when crypto gets crazy like this is there's obviously way more shit that you could be doing to make money than you're ever going to have time to do.
That feels true, yeah.
Like at this point, it's just like you pick something to do and do it, and you will see good returns. And so one of those things that you can be doing is airdrops, and I haven't really had the time to jump into a lot of these recent airdrops like Byteball and a lot of this wave stuff that's happening. But if you do try to focus on that, it can be a really impressive returns. We've seen a lot of airdrops go really big lately. Decred, the obvious one, but also like Rhinos and a couple others.
Yeah, I think I still think especially for people that might just be brand new or curious, pretty easy way to get started.
Yeah, the great thing about airdrops is that if you want to win by trading, you're really dependent on your percentages and the amount of capital you have. You're going to get a percentage gain on what you put in. With things like airdrops, you get a fixed amount no matter how much money you have. So if you're somebody, especially who's trading with a lower balance, Airdrops are a really great way to just kind of power up the amount of cash that you're dealing with, your capital, and up your percentages a lot that way.
Byteball is kind of not quite that way, though, right? Because it does depend on how much you have.
Oh, is Byteball like a snapshot? Is it a Bitcoin snapshot or something?
It's something like that.
Okay.
Each address gets awarded. Each address that registers with the airdrop gets some. And I don't know if it's just the number of addresses you register or if it's percentage based on how much Bitcoin's in there. But
I see.
It's a little bit of a process.
Well, at any rate, if you have some Bitcoin, might as well throw it up or whatever the coin is and get yourself some Byteball.
It's out there.
It is out there. That's going to do it for the news bit this week. As always, we like it when people send news our way. If you know of anything going on, we're always looking for like altcoin news mostly is our favorite. Forks and swaps and
achievements,
press releases, that kind of stuff. We love it.
And that kind of leads us to one of our favorite parts of the show, although we love them all, the market section.
That's right. It's time for the markets. Markets dominating the news again this week. Kind of hard to deny it because it's just this insane crypto boom continues.
Yeah, most people had Wednesday wiped off their memories this week.
Yeah, if you remember, there was one day this week, when Bitcoin shot up really fast and alts dipped for like 12 hours. And everyone, myself included, people were like, oh shit, this could be the beginning of the end. But it's understandable because we've been in this unbelievable bull market for such a long time. And I don't think, unless you were around in 2013, like the first big pump, which we weren't really around for, I don't think you can really understand how it feels to be in a market like this until you've experienced it, you know? Like, it's crazy just to, the percentage gains are astonishing, and you're kind of just, like, in this state of disbelief. Like, eventually you get used to these insane gains, and you start to wonder if it's ever going to stop, and the whole psychological aspect is really interesting to me.
Yeah, it's definitely amazing to watch, and you can really make solid predictions in so many different directions on a market like Bitcoin.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that sounds good. It's going up. Yeah, sure, it's going down. I believe you.
Okay, that's believable. Yeah. I'll buy it. Yep. Jumping into the numbers this week. One thing that everyone's been talking about with the markets this week is the rise of Korean markets, which is something that's really interesting and not what I was expecting.
Yeah, and obviously we only get bits of information there, but Litecoin also got listed on a Korean market called Bithum. Or Bithum or something, but it's
maybe, I don't know.
It's the biggest Korean market apparently, and also maybe the 5th largest exchange in the world possibly. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, they're doing 26,000 Bitcoin volume right now, about 41 million in US dollar. Their biggest coin right now is Litecoin, but they also have big Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Dash markets. And so just really cool to see all the different. It's kind of weird that we didn't see more of these internationalized exchange earlier, I guess, because it's always been a worldwide phenomenon. Obviously China led the way for a lot of, for their high volume exchanges at least.
It seems like it's people from all over the world.
Yeah, now it's Japan, now it's Korea, I wonder, you got to wonder who's next. India maybe? You don't really hear much about Indian exchanges.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, huge numbers there out of Korea right now as far as exchange volume goes, and that's creating just a lot more pressure on the markets overall.
Yeah, as far as Big Daddy Bitcoin goes,
Bitcoin
up 18% this week somehow at $1,579 at the time of the recording.
And that's really incredible because, like we mentioned, the gaps between the exchanges have closed up. Bitfinex and Coinbase are basically trading around the same amount now. That obviously kind of implied that there would be a bit of a drop in Bitfinex price, but the gain on the other exchanges has been enough to actually drive up the overall price of Bitcoin, at least as far as the coin market cap index is concerned, up quite a bit, up 18%.
Right, and that shoot up happened pretty quickly, part of it. Brandon kind of mentioned that alts did their more usual thing, what we had seen in, 4 months period of time last year.
When Bitcoin first pumped, at the start of the year when it was first pumping up to its first all-time high run, alts were getting killed.
Right. It became expected.
Yep.
So that happened momentarily, and then everyone pretty much recovered, including the big dog, little big dog, I'll call him, Ethereum, $97.31. That's up 33% versus the US dollar, and that's up 12.9% versus Bitcoin.
Yeah, so Bitcoin up 18% this week. Ethereum up still 13% versus Bitcoin. Just shows still a ridiculous strength to the Ethereum pump. It's been really incredible.
Right.
They actually went up over $100, which is, I guess, a pretty big milestone. And it's really hard to believe, I guess.
Yeah.
That one bad day on Wednesday, it was like 12 hours maybe until the markets turned around again.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. We like to take a look at sort of the top 100 coins based on market cap. And out of those top 100 coins this week, 92 of them are up versus the US dollar, and 61 of them are up versus Bitcoin.
Ridiculous. Think about that. We've got top 100 coins, 92 of them gaining ground against Bitcoin. Those are actually the best numbers we've ever seen for just the percentage of coins that gained in value this week. 92 coins. Unreal. As far as up versus Bitcoin, Bitcoin was up a lot, so you would expect that there'd be fewer that gain versus Bitcoin. So yeah, still about 39 coins down versus Bitcoin versus 61 up. So still really easy to pick winners this week, and there were a lot of huge winners.
Yeah.
Looking at the median gains, one of the other numbers that we like to track, in the top 100 coins, the median coin gained 27% versus USD and plus 8% versus Bitcoin. Huge gains for both of those. Really close to some of the highest numbers we've ever seen for median gains, but not a new record there.
Cool.
And then we also looking at the average gain. So that the median is usually lower than the average because the coins that pump will pump a huge amount, whereas usually when coins lose value, they kind of lose it more slowly. This results in the average usually being higher than the median for what coin gains are.
Okay.
Average this week, 47% gain versus USD, 25% gain versus Bitcoin.
Woo-wee.
Which that's pretty much on par with last week, which is one of the best weeks we've ever seen. So once again, the altcoin train was absolutely at full steam this week. Just crazy new numbers.
Really fun to watch. Crazy to see.
One interesting thing this week, one thing that we always like to track is the difference between Ethereum and the rest of the market. So you look at how altcoins did with Ethereum, you look at how altcoins did independently of Ethereum, and it's kind of fun to see the differences there. Usually we've found overall that they tend to be pretty close. Altcoins tend to track overall with or without Ethereum. They tend to gain and lose at about the same rate. We've started to see some divergences from that as the market heats up. And we actually saw one of the biggest divergences that we've seen this week. We had Ethereum. Ethereum had huge gains, right? It was like up, what did we say, 33%?
Yeah. Right.
If you don't include Ethereum, altcoins were up 77% this week versus US dollar, up 50% versus Bitcoin. So Ethereum, despite its huge gains, was actually dragging down the averages for alts this week.
Incredible. Well, and I mean, it just sort of like, I guess that it's all astonishing, but also Ethereum's already had such massive gains that for it to be continuing as strong as some of these other altcoins would almost surprise me more.
Yeah, I feel you completely. And actually, one thing we also like to keep track of, so alts didn't track close to Ethereum this week. As far as the big coin that they did track closest to, it was Litecoin. Litecoin was up about 90%.
Litecoin.
And let's see here, looking at the overall market caps. Altcoins, of course, as you might expect, had a new market cap all-time high this week, chilling at $21.8 billion, and that is up $4.7 billion.
Okay.
We started keeping track of these numbers week to week in October of 2016. And when we first started keeping track of them, the total cap of all altcoins was $2.2 billion. And so we're now up almost exactly 10x of that in
phenomenal.
About 7 months?
Right.
Unreal. Bitcoin dominance this week, it's at 53.9%, down 5.8%. Huge drop there.
It's just so funny to see that dominance down with Bitcoin at an all-time high.
Yeah, exactly.
Going up so strong.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It just shows you that altcoin market strength right now.
And you can imagine when it crosses 50%, there's going to be a lot of attention, I think, that happens at that point.
We also like to take a look at the Ethereum dominance, and that was at 41.1% this week, which was actually down 7.34%.
So yeah, same story. Bitcoin up this week, Bitcoin dominance down. Same story with Ethereum way up this week, but Ethereum dominance is way down to 41.1%. It was almost 50% last week.
Exactly. other big altcoins just making awesome gains is what that means.
Yeah, exactly. There's too many to count at this point. Ripple,
Yeah.
Litecoin, they're all just going whole ham. It's awesome. As far as the individual gainers and losers this week, the biggest winner of the week, Stellar.
Yeah.
It jumped up to the number 9 coin at 420% gain versus Bitcoin.
That's a pretty good week.
Yeah, not too bad. Jeez, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Kudos to them. I definitely have never had any Stellar, but props to anybody who was able to get in on that one.
Then there was Bytecoin, which is up 154%.
That's really cool. Honestly, the Bytecoin is the predecessor to Monero, and it had kind of been upstaged by Monero, so cool to see it doing well this week. 18, that's a really high market cap position.
Skycoin up 161% on the week.
That's funny because it was one of the biggest losers last week.
Bouncing around.
Bouncing back.
And Vertcoin up 156%.
Not bad. Yeah, Vertcoin, of course, doing really well with Segwit, and I think it was just kind of ready to pump anyways. But
yeah, getting kind of a perfect storm thing going for this particular chunk of days.
Exactly.
On the other side, the loser side of the fence, CreditBit down 38%.
They dropped down to number 70 on the rankings. We also had CrownCoin down 38%. They dropped to number 74.
A coin called Matchpool down 37%. And finally, Blocknet cooling down 34%.
That's right. Blocknet down now to number 96, so they are in danger of dropping off of the top 100. Not because they've lost value really over the long term, but mostly just because the top 100 has grown so much in value.
Right. And one of those weeks where the losses are so much smaller than the wins again.
Alrighty, I think that's going to wrap it up for the markets. Just another week where everything is up so much. We mentioned this last week. We've kind of almost become numb to the gains, or like just used to it, I guess. And then now I think
it's kind of like a self-defense mechanism a little bit, because
right.
You kind of just have to be ready for the other side of things to occur.
Right. I think that's a great point. Like, you don't want to just, you don't want to get too used to this. So it's kind of like, it's a little uncomfortable. Like, every week you're excited that the coins are going up, but then it just makes you a little bit more nervous for what the other side might look like.
Mm-hmm. But an incredible week for altcoins, an incredible week for Bitcoin. Just amazing.
Yep.
Up next, we're going to do the 20,000 dot giveaway.
That's right. It is time. The time has come. We're going to give away 20,000 of those sweet, sweet dots.
And the way that we do this is the giveaway is for our live listeners. So we'll ask the question. The first person to direct message at Chain Dynamics on Twitter with the answer will be awarded 20,000 dot.
That's right. You got to answer during the show. Otherwise, we will, during the live broadcast, the first person to answer gets it. If nobody gets it until the broadcast is over, we'll just take the jackpot and roll it into next week. So it'd be 40,000 next week.
All right. So this week's question is, what is the lowest market cap coin on Bittrex that is not being delisted?
That's right. Of all the coins on Bittrex, which one has the lowest market cap and is not currently slated for delisting?
That's at this very moment.
This second. We don't expect it'll change in the short term. It's kind of comfortable where it's at. Yep. The first person, of course, to send us that answer, Twitter at Chain Dynamics. Just drop us a DM. You're going to get 20,000 dots.
Awesome.
Right. So that's the giveaway. Next, we're going to jump into the new coins.
We love new coins.
New coins, new coins, new coins.
Seems like we like all of our sections. So
that's true.
The new coins are really good to keep your eye on, because oftentimes the beginning of a coin's life is one of the highest reward opportunities. So if you can have an ear to the street there, and maybe find even a couple good ones a year, you're feeling pretty happy.
Well, what better way to get perspective on a coin, too, than to have understood where it's been since the start of its life, and also to see just how much crap is out there. There's the average new coin is not very good. That's one thing that rapidly becomes clear when we do this segment.
Yep. Started off with the proof of work, proof of stake coins, and at the top is Kong Coin.
All right, we got a little coin here called Kong Coin. Just fire up the thread here. All right, so the first thing that you're going to see on Kong Coin is that the description is exactly the same as about 1,000 other shitcoins. It's just copy-pasted from like Litecoin or something.
Yep, there it is. The same description.
Did you know that it enables instant zero-cost payments?
Yep, mathematics secure the chain or whatever.
If you see the phrase in a post, mathematics secures the network, then you know that it's
Minimal effort.
clone. So what's funny about this one is the guy put up a web wallet, and it was like immediately hacked. So most of the thread is just him arguing. The person who hacked the web wallet is in the thread, arguing with the person who made the coin, and it's pretty good. The coin itself is just kind of a high pre-mine, boring coin, honestly. Wait, does this one? This one might not have a pre-mine. Let me see. I think no pre-mine on this one, actually. That's pretty surprising. So it is just a super generic clone coin, but it doesn't have a pre-mine. But the web wallet also got hacked. That coin there is Kong Coin. Next up on the list is Babel Coin.
Babel Coin.
Babel Coin. This is another really low effort, high pre-mine coin. Just, I think it's a script. No, X11.
Yep, and these are going to be the most common type of coin to be coming out. Very rapidly, people just produce high pre-mine coins, and the objective is fairly simple. It's to sell the pre-mine for anything. And sometimes things can happen in between.
Yeah, and sometimes the high pre-mine coins are good. Sometimes they get taken over. Anything can still happen, but as far as prioritizing your time, we usually just ignore them. Next on the list this week is Bismuth.
Bismuth.
All right, so this is a little bit more exciting. Bismuth is the kind of coin, honestly, that if you're into new coins, you should be looking for, right?
Right.
Look at this coin. So Bismuth, they announced it actually a while ago, and they had a testnet phase that lasted for quite a while. They launched the mainnet of the coin this week. The gimmick here is that it's the first Python blockchain, so built fully in the Python programming language.
Well, that's cool. It seems like that's one of the things we have had good luck looking for is coins with little unique things as far as programming languages or one little feature, you know?
Well, and one of the things is that one of the best indicators for a new coin is what's the level of effort that has gone into the coin at the moment of the coin being launched, right?
Is it more than 0?
Yeah, exactly. Did they copy this coin and the description and just crap it out there? Or is there actually something bigger here, right? So this guy's built essentially a ground-up cryptocurrency in Python. That is not a low-effort thing to do. And it just tells you right away that this is going to be a coin that probably is more likely to stick around, more likely to develop a community, more likely to do all of the things that you want a new coin to do to break through into this market. And so I'm really excited about Bismuth, honestly. I've been trying to mine it. I haven't been able to get it synced. The blockchain moves really fast, and it's not easy to sync up.
What was it saying here? 5-second block times?
Yeah, something crazy like that. And one of the things about these new coins, especially new code bases, is it's often really difficult to actually get set up and mining on them, which means it can be really rewarding for the people who do get up. But it's, like I said, I haven't been able to get it mining just yet.
Word.
That said, I think this is really promising, and you should definitely check out the thread for Bismuth.
That's Bismuth. Another coin that was announced this week is BitOK.
BitOK. So this is a 100% pre-mine, so they're cutting right to the chase there.
All right.
So I think he just wants you to buy it off the exchange or something.
So not quite an ICO, but just like I have all the coins and I'm going to sell them. I don't know if I get that.
So it's not an ICO because he just pre-mined it and put it on the exchange, which is different than an ICO, which is like a structured method of doing the same thing, I guess. But
all right.
You could call it an ICO. I would accept that. Either way, not one that I'm going to be interested in. As far as like the premise of the coin, there's nothing there.
All right. Another coin on the list is Gauguin Coin.
Gauguin Coin. A name that I don't know what it means, but as far as the coin itself, it's just another one of these low-effort, high-pre-mine copycat coins. Next on the list is a coin called Tidecoin. This is another high-pre-mine clone, but it has a funny premise where they're saying that they're a vending machine company. So they claim that they're a vending machine company and they want to build vending machines. And then they say that they've made Tidecoin, but there's no explanation of how that's relevant to their business or any of that. And, of course, it's got the high pre-mine.
Yep. So falls right into
the pattern.
Yeah, the pattern.
Next up is Rupee Coin. That is also the same pattern, so just a low effort, high pre-mine. That was Rupee Coin. And then we had Clone Coin. This one's kind of interesting because he's like, yes, this is just a Litecoin clone. I want this to be an easy coin for other people to copy to make shit coins from.
Huh.
So I thought that was kind of a funny premise, but...
is there anything he can do to make it easier to copy than a normal repository, or is that just like a popularity idea?
I think it's mostly just a popularity idea. You know, the idea is that he would have like a community of people that would help other people get clones going, but as far as actually implementing that, there's not a lot here. It's just another clone. Alrighty, next up in the list, that was a Clone Coin. And next up on the list, we have Sweepstake Coin.
Sweepstake Coin.
Sweepstake.
Kind of heralding back to the jackpot coin idea.
This is totally very similar to Jackpot Coin, but I think Jackpot Coin, the idea was that randomly some of the blocks are just huge, so if you hit that block, you get a ton of coin. I think somebody figured out how to game the randomizer or something on it, so it ended up that people would just figure out when the high reward blocks were coming and would game it that way.
That makes sense.
Hopefully they would have figured that out to not happen on Sweepstake Coin, which is basically the same theme. Some of the blocks are just huge, and if you catch those blocks, you'll get a lot more coins. This is nice. It's got a new algorithm, which is a great sign. I just want another one of those things that shows that they put a little bit more effort into it, you know?
Yeah. If for people that have these types of ASICs, it's actually kind of a fun thing, too. If you have a little extra hashing power, when you manage to hit a jackpot on one of these coins, it's a little bit exhilarating.
Right.
I mean,
this one, you couldn't mine it with ASIC, though. It's a unique algorithm.
Oh, really?
Yep, GPU only right now.
Gotcha. The jackpot coin hash algorithm.
Yep, exactly. Usually when they do these new algorithms, they just take some of the same hashing functions and shuffle them around. But that's enough to flummox whatever the ASICs and stuff are that are out there, which is great. So yeah, again, people are mostly GPU mining this, whereas I'm pretty sure Bismuth is still CPU mined. So I did not get Jackpot set up. I don't have a Windows miner, which is a weakness of mine right now, but at least for GPU. But if I was going to be... I would essentially this week, I think your best spot would be GPU mining Sweepstake Coin and CPU mining Bismuth.
Word. Another coin that was announced is SumoKoin.
SumoKoin. This gets the distinction of being our crypto note coin of the week.
All right.
Hey.
As we let you know every week, there's always one.
It's got to be one.
These ones are very hard to distinguish from each other for the most part.
This one's a little different, actually. So it's supposed to be a Japanese-themed coin, kind of trying to play to the idea that there's a growing Japanese market for cryptocurrencies. They're trying to be a really direct descendant of Monero and are hyping themselves as that to the point where they have a development fund in here, and they explicitly say that the donations to the development fund will go to the Monero project.
Huh. That's a very direct connection, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
So their funding is for Monero.
Yeah. So I don't know what that's about.
Does that just indicate that they are going to always be on a fork of Monero, so Monero's development is their development?
That's how I would interpret it for sure.
Okay.
There's also no guarantee that they're going to do that. You know?
Sure, yeah.
It's a trust-based system.
No guarantee that they're going to even give any particular group that money. I understand that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But it's out there, SumoKoin. It's a little bit more unique for our crypto note coin of the week, so you might want to check it out if you're into mining crypto note stuff.
If you're a crypto noter.
And let's see, last up in the proof of work coins, we had TappingCoin, which is another one of these crappy ones that we don't really care about.
Yep, looks the same.
The copy and paste description is like a dead giveaway for us at this point.
Cool. Another section of coins that we track are the airdrop coins that are released. We got a few of them this week.
Airdrops are ramping up, man. You can thank Waves for that. They have apparently a really easy method to distribute coins to Waves holders through airdrops because we get a ton of them every week now.
Yeah, it's really becoming a thing. So Riddle is one of them this week.
Yeah, this post is funny. They're like, Riddle, it's a free coin. Come get it for free on Waves. Also, you can buy it if you want. They'll sell you some of the pre-mined on the exchange, too.
Yeah.
No actual point to the coin, though. That's also true of the next coin, Segwit coin, just another Waves airdrop that doesn't really seem to have any point to it.
Actually just using a kind of a buzzword in a certain way.
Yeah, exactly. Segwit. Buy it, please.
All right. This one's a little bit tough to say, but I'm going to call it Bitmixittz.
Bitmixittz.
Bitmixittz, yeah, that's perfect.
Bitmixittz. It's not a pronounceable English word, but the coin itself is an airdrop, another airdrop, but a little bit different. It's not a Waves airdrop this time. It's like, remember Miracle Coin?
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you have a Bitmixittz address, you just get coins dropped into your wallet.
Oh, man, I might have to actually check this one out because I enjoyed that a lot.
I think it had a really front-loaded rewards, so it might actually be too late to even get very much.
Word, yeah.
But that's out there. Again, as far as airdrops go, if you caught Bitmixittz early, it might have been worth your time.
It's just free coins. You got to be careful with running those wallets, of course, too. Don't let the excitement of getting the free coins make you run in an unprotected environment or anything.
Yep, always got to fire those up in virtual machines only. And then there was also a coin called Visitor Token, which is another Waves airdrop.
Yeah. This one looks maybe like about the lowest effort one out of the three. I have no idea with these Waves ones.
And that'll wrap it up for the airdrop coins this week. Our next category, relaunches, re-announcements, pre-announcements, and other. This is basically stuff that we couldn't fit into any of our normal categories.
What are these?
Strange coins.
So the first one on the list today is Tilt.
Yep, the coin there is called Tilt Coin.
It's a cryptocurrency built for poker players, they say.
Yep, yet another poker coin. What makes this one interesting is that it's geared towards people who are part of the Moonstone DAC. Do you remember that coin?
I mean, I remember the name Moonstone, and I've seen it on a couple lists on LiveCoin occasionally.
It's one of those coins that's kind of been floating around like in the edge of the crypto universe and has been building up some steam. Once again, I know it's out there, and I know it's got its own little ecosystem. I don't understand what it's about. But I think it probably would be worth researching to get into it. I just haven't been able to.
And so this is a pre-announcement?
Yep, this is it. So people who hold the Moonstone DAC token will get a portion of the supply, and the rest of it is distributed through poker tournaments, which is cool.
Huh.
Yeah, also a pre-announcement, but I thought this was actually a pretty interesting post, especially if you're into that Moonstone thing. Obviously, you're going to want to see it.
Yeah. I mean, with a lot of this stuff, if they can make any idea happen, I get a little more excited.
Yep.
Pre-announcements are a little bit tough to take seriously occasionally.
Yeah. Most pre-announcements do not result in an actual blockchain.
Up next is I Love You, or Love, Proof of Love cryptocurrency.
Proof of Love, the cryptocurrency.
You can send love to your loved ones.
Through the Ethereum blockchain. How nice.
If you have trouble saying I love you to your loved ones, this might be the perfect cryptocurrency.
Yeah, exactly. Are you incapable of communicating with a human through human channels? You might want to consider an Ethereum smart contract.
Blockchains really can save the world.
To tell somebody that you love them. What's not mentioned is that I think the distribution is not really made clear on this. And so I don't know what they're going for. I don't know if they're trying to get people to pay them or if they're just giving these out or how it works, but
a little confusing.
It's out there.
Another one in this category is the Youtubopolis.
Youtubopolis. This is another post where it feels like there might be something here, but I cannot decipher it. Like, I don't know what the point is.
I think this is just some ICO.
They got airdrop here, though. Oh, wait. An airdrop to people who donate to them or something. Right. There's a lot of different ways of
tricky.
Of characterizing ICOs. You know, you donate and I give you the coins. Then it's not a securities.
This one's kind of fun. Just a kind of a re-announcement of Flappy Coin.
Flappy Coin.
Of course, Flappy Bird, the game that
some dude got
that everyone loved for a while.
For like a week.
No.
Apparently that's all it takes. Flappy Coin actually, as I recall, that coin did fine back in the day. Apparently they got a bunch of the coins back from this Cryptsy wallet recovery thing that's been going on.
Right.
So a bunch of the Flappy coins are back in circulation, and they want to bring the chain back.
Cool. I mean, it's crypto after all.
Hey, man, kudos. I hope they get it rolling.
Once again, this week we're going to just kind of name off some more ICOs that got announced without going into too much detail.
There's a lot of them.
RustBits, MysteriumNetwork, Impression 3D, XArcade, Birth Tokens, Inchain, WyvCorp, FundYourselfNow, Raindrops, and Stake King.
All right, big bunch of ICOs there. All right, that's it for the new coins. So let's kind of take a look back here.
Yeah, let's review that new list. Obviously, Bismuth stood out.
Big time. There's really only 2 coins for as far as I'm concerned this week: Bismuth and Sweepstake Coin. Like I said earlier, if you got GPUs, I would say Sweepstake Coin. CPU mining is Bismuth. And as far as, if there was going to be a most likely to succeed award for the past few weeks worth of coins, I would say it has to go to Bismuth.
And then, of course, if you are set up for any of those airdrops, kudos. And besides that, just keep your eyes open, I guess.
Alrighty, next up on the show this week, we're going to do the rolling review segment.
That's right.
This is where we take coins that were new coins, and then we try to keep track of them until they kind of graduate into the wider world of crypto.
That's right.
So we're kind of looking at these new launches that haven't quite made it into the public eye yet, I guess you could say.
For the most part.
We have about, on this list, we have, maybe 20 coins that we're watching, and then every week we just highlight a few so that it doesn't get too repetitive.
Too repetitive. One that has been on the list for a while that we'll take a look at this week is Hidecoin.
That's right. Hidecoin is 6 months old at this point.
6 months old, still not traded anywhere.
Still not traded.
Software has always sort of worked.
So, where are they at this week?
This week, the developer announced that he's going to rewrite the core of the software.
Damn, that's a huge change, I guess.
Yeah, I guess from his perspective, there's just too many bugs to keep patching it up, and maybe he learned enough through the first iteration that it's time to just rewrite it.
Yeah, so the history on Hidecoin, this is a ground-up coin written in Node.js. And as we were saying with Bismuth, having a ground-up cryptocurrency written in a new language or just recoded in an old language can be a really valuable sign in a cryptocurrency. That's kind of the thing that attracted us to Hidecoin to begin with. But there's always, as with any cryptocurrency, there's a chance that it doesn't quite come to fruition. It's not easy for exchanges to list coins that are different from the standard altcoin.
There's just a whole other set of challenges for the person that's trying to rewrite the code in such a significant way, because if you're cloning a coin, you have so much of the groundwork taken care of you kind of know it's going to work. Yeah. And then if you're the type of person that experiments with these coins, you have to kind of be prepared for things to not actually be 100% functional, I feel like.
Yep, and he's taken this one not quite back to the drawing board, but he's going to be rewriting a lot of the core code apparently, so I think we can expect that this will still be kind of a quiet, low-profile coin, definitely into the near future for a little while.
We'll still keep an eye on it for everyone.
The fact that he's still out there is great as far as I'm concerned. It might not have made it to exchanges yet. It might not have kind of broken through yet, I guess you could say. But one of the best things that can happen for a coin is just to have a persistent developer that doesn't give up. And so far, at least in Hidecoin, he's still keeping at it. All right.
Another one that we haven't taken a look at for several weeks is Pink Dog Coin.
Pink Dog Coin. This thing came out hot,
Right.
Came out hot. People were interested in it. Just kind of a funny theme. They were the first coin to implement Segwit. Somehow.
That's how the story goes.
That's what they say. They haven't quite gotten that Lightning Network going. I wonder what would happen if they did. But
last time we checked on them was show 57, and it was trading at 1 Satoshi.
Dead in the water.
Checking in this week, it's trading a little bit higher now. Still incredibly low volume, but someone in the thread is claiming that they're interested in doing some development for it. So
yeah, the original developer, as you might imagine, is long gone on this, and now it's at the community takeover phase, but it is building up a little bit of momentum in that regard. Like you said, it bounced off its low price, still a pretty damn low price, but it's not looking as dead. We were thinking about taking this one off completely because it was looking dead, but we're not quite retiring it just yet.
Yep.
Another coin that we are keeping an eye on is Pascal Lite. This is the only coin to have successfully cloned Pascal. That's kind of how it distinguished itself, I think. Some slightly different mining specs.
Yeah, I think just a lot of people that kind of felt maybe like they missed the Pascal opportunity and latched onto this one and are hoping to generate that same type of interest. Obviously, remaking that exact same magic sounds a little bit difficult to impossible, but they have a real community in there at the moment from what I could tell. And not bad market action for such a small coin. They have a really vague announcement of something coming. You know what I mean?
Something is coming. Yeah. There's an idea on the horizon. We don't know what it is. This coin generated really a surprising amount of interest. I thought that it would trade kind of a small fraction of what Pascal's market cap would be. But it as soon as it got listed, it's been trading way higher than I expected. I was never even able to buy into any because it was always more than I would have expected it to be.
Yeah.
But I have been impressed with the level of community interest and activity that they've been able to keep up with it. And also, again, the fact that it's the only one that has even successfully cloned Pascal so far.
Cool.
The last coin that we're going to cover this week is we're going to take another look at Wyvern again. This is probably the newest coin on the review right now. It's just a little over a month old. As far as what's going down this week, the market is still pretty much flat. It's in the second major reward phase of its mining. So it had 25,000 blocks of 50 coins per block. It then has another 25,000 coins of 25 per block. That's where we're at now. That's just kind of close to the end of that.
But you said this one mines for a really long time, right?
Yeah, it'll mine like a couple coins per block for a really long time, years.
Does it have any proof of stake?
I believe it has concurrent proof of stake as well.
Okay.
Just a normal POS 2.0 or POS 3.0 system.
Interesting.
As far as the coin, what's interesting about this one, they announced like a companion ICO this week for it called WyvCorp. And the idea is, the point of Wyvern is they want to use it as an exchange for video game stuff, like game keys or game items on Steam, kind of. But it's all just like a classifieds, peer-to-peer type system. The point of WyvCorp is that WyvCorp is supposed to be the company, I guess you could say, that administers this exchange and stuff. And so the WyvCorp tokens represents your ownership in the exchange, and the Wyvern tokens are what people will actually use to exchange the game products, I guess. What caught my attention about it is that the cap on the ICO is only 9 Bitcoins. That's like the lowest I've ever seen, at least in recent times. So I thought that was funny. I'm not really, if I was to think about what I would want to have happen with Wyvern, it would not have been a companion ICO, just because of my general distrust of some of these small ICOs. But if they made it like a 90 Bitcoin IPO, I would have been really upset. For them to do a 9 Bitcoin ICO it's a little different. Like, I could see it just selling out within like 1 minute to one person, and that's kind of the joke or whatever.
You're right.
And it's also funny because the market cap of Wyvern is like 80 Bitcoins or something, so the value of the ICO is way less than the value of their other token, which is weird. But just an interesting move, and it's something that I'm going to be watching.
Cool.
And that will wrap up our rolling review this week.
Yes, indeed.
A lot of fun stuff out there.
As far as listings go this week, first of all, Supernova listed that Sweepstake Coin.
Supernova did add Sweepstake Coin. You can mine that there with that new algorithm.
And then looking at the exchanges, Cryptopia listed FazzCoin.
Okay.
And then Zdash got renamed to Hush.
Oh, really? Nice. Zdash is funny to me. Remember, so Carson Clock came back, right, and made TorCoin.
Yeah.
And we were kind of joking that if he actually stuck through it and tried to make it a decent coin, he could probably get a good market cap out of it. He failed to do that. I think he quit already and dumped the pre-mine or whatever it is that he does. But the Stuhlman is another one of these kind of old-school shitcoin developers. And it's funny to see him sticking with Zdash this long. Like, he's kind of doing with Zdash what we said Carson should have tried to do with TorCoin. He's just sticking with it.
Got to the first renaming.
Yeah, exactly. They've gotten to the first renaming gimmick, so we can predict a swap at some point in the near future with a supply dilution of some kind, and then maybe a Yobit token. But yeah, whatever. They're doing it.
Poloniex listed Gnosis.
Huge stuff. Gnosis listed, crazy volume. It's funny. Any other week, Gnosis listing would have been like the dominant story in the news that everyone would have been talking about, but this just happens to have been one of the craziest weeks ever in crypto, so it's just kind of a normal event by that standard.
That's right. Bittrex got that Apex ICO started.
Yeah, the APX Ventures. That's the ICO by the Twitter personality Ace of Wall Street. Looks like they're going to sell quite a lot.
Then over on Yobit, they listed Degas Coin, Procurrency, Netko, Zin, Tide, Vertcoin 2, Canation Coin, Babel, Ava Coin, Dux Coin, Theresa May, and Gicobus coin.
Globus. Just another Yobit batch of listings. Netko is the only one of those that I've been keeping an eye on.
C-Cex listed Etherex, Golden Bird, and Zennies.
All right. Over on Nova Exchange, we have BitGem, SumoKoin, PieCoin, GenX Coin, BitOK, BlackBit, Buddy2, GCN, Environ, DuxCoin, and InsaneCoin V2. I didn't know there was an InsaneCoin V2. Where have I been? Do they have to do that to do the masternodes?
Something must have changed. I'm not really up to date with that now at this point, but that's on Nova, and it seems like if there is a swap, that's where it's going down. I don't know if part of that is that Yobit never delists anything. So
yeah, that's the funny thing. InsaneCoin's like mainly a Yobit coin, right? So Yobit is never going to do the swap. So anytime you do that, it's like you're forking your chain in a way that will never be unforked.
So that'll be interesting. And then over on CoinExchange.io, they listed Pivx, Gambit, Grossel, Trance, Milo, HODL, Condensate, Creative Coin, and that proof of stake wallet.
Pulse wallet. All right, damn, a lot of listings this week. Everyone's getting in on it.
Got to list them if you want to trade them, I think.
It's true. I think that is how that works. Ready for, let's see, these listings, going back through them, I guess. We'll do a quick run through.
Sure.
Gnosis, I guess, is the big one.
Gnosis has got to be the big one.
What are you going to say?
That ICO is kind of interesting on Bittrex, but there's a lot of risk involved too, I would feel like.
As always.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody getting in on the listings. There's just a huge amount of coins on here. Who knows?
Coins are popping, man. Coins are popping. We are going to close it up this week with our coin birthdays.
Yeah, and I've only got one particular birthday for everyone this week. It's a 2-year birthday. It's Parkbyte.
Hey, Parkbyte. Nice, man.
Parkbyte's Genesis block is May 6, 2015. So that makes them 2 years old, and they are sitting at a 124 Bitcoin market cap.
Got to say a big happy birthday to Parkbyte. This coin came out. I was lucky enough to have SHA ASICs when this was still mining, so I was able to mine quite a lot of it.
But this wouldn't have been one you expected to get to 2 years old, would it have been?
No, I sold it. It was a short-sighted approach, I guess.
Well, I don't know, man. I feel like it kind of defied a lot of people's expectations at this point.
That's true.
If it's around in 3 years, then I'll be really surprised too.
Alrighty.
So happy birthday.
Yeah, congrats to the Parkbyte crew. And I think that is going to wrap it up here at Blockchain Dynamics. This has been show number 62.
That's show 62.
We are brought to you by Cryptopia.co.nz. You're definitely going to want to check them out. Cryptopia, not just a great up-and-coming exchange, but they have a ton of other futures. Really great track record, really great reliability, just a good place to trade.
Yep.
Did anyone get the question?
No, nobody sent me a tweet with the correct answer. A lot of people tried and stuff. The actual correct answer was Unbreakable Coin.
Unbreakable. The actual lowest cap is Gold Pieces or CanaCoin.
Yeah.
But those are both being delisted, and we were specifically looking for which one had the lowest and wasn't being delisted.
Yeah. The lowest from the bottom would have been Gold Pieces, CanaCoin, and then Truck.
What's the market cap on Unbreakable?
92,445.
So, man, just that kind of shows you how much crypto has grown. For the lowest coin to be at 92,000 is pretty awesome.
All right. So, like we said, thanks for listening. BlockchainDynamics.net, Error by Trial Radio. We'll see you next week with heavier bags.
Peace.
Money.